Wholeness, my beautiful seeds of Silvertree. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel, to Runes of Silvertree. Merry June, happy June. I truly hope that your month of June is beginning well and starting off very well. Before I get started with this reading, I sincerely apologize for the mix-up of last week's reading. I sincerely believed and felt that full moon was in Gemini. No, I was wrong. Full moon was in Sagittarius. But anyway, I'm going to go with it because, and I can't really say what's wrong, what's right, because technically, we were in that Gemini, we're in the Gemini season anyway. So how do I know this? It's my brother's birthday today, as I'm filming this. So I felt a little silly because I shared that video on another platform. So please forgive me. But with that, let's go ahead and move on. So for the reading of June, this rune came again. It visited me. Okay? Last week was the dance of the headless man, but this week I have, in meditation, I heard the broken X, and still this unification coming together, or a union that's breaking apart. Now, given we are in full-fledged Mercury retrograde at this point, obviously with communication, you're going to have people who are parting ways, who are divorcing each other from some kind of space that once worked together, that once stood strong. And the fact that this showed up yet again when I pulled, okay, there's a significance in this symbol for the human collective, for the why. Asking questions, why? In this Mercury retrograde, where it's always kind of like everything kind of slows down. There's a pause, okay? Like a pause in time to go back and revisit, to rehash the details, really paying attention, asking those questions. Why is this? Why is that? There's nothing wrong with asking why, right? Now, I have one commenter in my last video. He was saying that he was taking the unbeaten path, right? And I truly believe that. I truly believe that, yes, there is a major, major split that's taking place locally, in the city, in the countrysides, around the world, in our governments, in our culture, in our households, in the workforce, in the workplace, work culture, in our diets, in our technological advancements. I feel like the more unified we may feel with all of these technological advancements, there's also a division that's taking place. I find that the more we put everything online, through our computers, through the interweb, right? We become split within ourselves in a way. We are getting to the point where everything in this generation, I would say millennials, and I believe it's Generation Z or X or something. And so if you're millennial or younger specifically, it's our generation tends to be a lot more transparent, I find, a lot more of a seeker when it comes to authenticity, the need to be authentic, the need to be and express your individuality, the need to be transparent with your feelings and your traumas, being honest, being open, sharing everything, with masses amount of people. It's not just sharing your closest and deepest thoughts with those around you, or I'm sorry, with those like your friends, in your family, your lovers. No, now we're entering this stage or we have the tools to reach thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people by a click of a button. Okay, it's amazing with these steps that we're taking to try to become like unified, but at the same time, it's like we are externalizing a lot as well. Okay, like I also see the male, how should I say this? The phallus, okay? This need to just exert and share and express. But this is a kind reminder to also go within yourself. In the last video regarding this same symbol, the importance of going within, of unifying your external and internal realities in a balanced and neutral way. That's probably one of the most difficult practices for a human to incorporate in their daily life, because we have so many distractions that are pulling us this way and that way. But don't lose sight of you, of what makes you you. Okay, there's a pull of, oh, I'm pro-vaccine or I'm anti-vaccine, I'm a leftist or I'm alt-right, or I'm for this and I'm for that. It's like this, it's a very painful division, right? We're being forced to choose, and it shouldn't be that way. No one should be forced to choose anything, but we are. We're shaping our culture. As individuals, we choose that we're choosing how our culture is shaped, because we are the shapers. We are the shapers of our reality. We get up and we agree to the laws, to the culture, to the very fabric of what makes up society. We're choosing. All of us are choosing. You know, we externalize and push blame. Right? We're externalizing. We're pushing blame, like, oh, it's the corporations. Oh, it's my mom and dad. You know, they did this to me. You know, or oh, I did that to them. We go outside of ourselves and we externalize our trauma and our pain, because we don't have any room within ourselves anymore to sit with it. So it's almost like when you ingest bad food and your tummy, your intestines are like, oh no, I'm not breaking this down. I'm not going to ingest this. I'm not going to integrate this into the body because it's harmful. I can't take it anymore. And what happens? Your body vomits, and it just projectile vomits. And that's what I feel like with this energy, with the collective. It's like we just have to go online and share our opinion. We have to share everything because it has no more room. This pain, this trauma has no more room within our being, or we're just disconnected from ourselves, you know? But again, I keep getting this union and separation all at the same damn time. And it's really weird. You know, in one aspect, as the human collective, we're going through this very cathartic, weird advancement, but then we're kind of going backwards, but then we're going forwards. It's almost like, I don't know how many of you believe in dimensions and timelines bumping into each other or colliding, but that's what it feels like. It feels like we're have this clash of different dimensions and different realities just overlaying each other, competing with one another. Right? And at the same time, we're just so bombarded by what we should believe. We're given choices, right? We're given a list to choose from. You have to choose this, or this, or choose that or this. You know, and those of us, okay, who are like, well, I don't want to go left and I don't want to go right. I want to go this way. I want to make my own path. I want to make I want to have my own unique or discover my own unique voice within myself. That takes courage. It takes heart. A second thing that came up in my meditation before this reading that I'll share with you is June. This is the beginning of June, the first reading of June. June comes from the Roman or Latin. It stems from the name Juno, the Roman version of the goddess Hera. Hera was wife to Zeus, okay, or in Latin, Jupiter. And Juno is the female equivalent of Jupiter. So it's a very masculine, feminine woman. Okay, she is the matron, right, of the household, right? She is the goddess, the deity of, of the homemaker, of the bringer of children and childbearing. Okay, that is what the goddess Juno and Hera is symbolic for. And June is the month where many people get married, and also we have Father's Day, right, where we make the pledge to Jupiter in a way. But Juno, June. Even that movie comes up, something Juno, of a teenage girl, and she gets pregnant. Okay, accidentally. She's young. They can't take of both her and her boyfriend, they're not prepared to take care of a child. And so there's a mother who can step in, a couple who's looking for to raise a children because they can't have any of their own. And, it's a very unique kind of connection here, when it comes to the mother. So the phrase broken X, that's how we have the Y, okay? Y used to be X. Now I'm going to tap into something a little controversial here. I am a believer that the female, the male comes from the female. All right. And I'm not one to believe that, women come from men. Now, on a scientific, not metaphysical, but on the scientific understanding in this reality, you have the sperm, you have the egg. Okay. That makes, obviously, that's scientifically proven and whatnot. But there are other holes to that, For me, I always was very curious as to why men would have nipples, but no milk comes from them. They cannot lactate at all, right? But they have them. So why would they have them? Where does it come from? Like little questions like that. So it's just, I guess it's just one of those metaphysical theories out there. I can't back this up. It's just speaking intuitively. But the broken X to me, okay, isn't something that's bad, and it's I'm not getting like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. No, the Y, the opposite, right? The from female, or the womb man, okay, is a reflection of ourselves that we fell in love with, right? So, it's something that entering into this space where we're in the mother energy of Juno, June, and then we have Father's Day, so it's honoring. It's like it's slightly confusing, no? It's like that contradicting, overlapping thing again I was mentioning a little bit earlier. Like it's very weird. We have the space, like it's Juno. June is for Hera, the goddess, the Greek goddess Hera. But then we have an emphasis on Father's Day, right? In the U.S., at least, that's a holiday for men, and it's very beautiful. And that's probably why this popped up yet again. It's a space to honor our fathers, and also I'm getting this as well. Maybe this mother father energy that I'm getting with this Juno Hera matron, right? The matriarch, and then we have that Father's Day energy, right? And that is that a balanced household, you have both parents, right? At least that's what we are taught to believe. We have the mother and the father. And I've come across this several times in private conversations with people and with loved ones that, with young and older people, older human beings that I know, and they run into issues with needing, they have holes in them which they need their mother to fill, they need their father to fill. And what I tell them is that no, you actually have to learn how to mother yourself, and you have to learn how to father yourself. And it's something that's kind of very hard to wrap our heads around, because that's a lot of the reasons why we get into arguments with our mothers and fathers. Okay, because we're not getting the love or the treatment that we need from them, or we feel that we need from them, and they fail. And we whine, we cry, we say hurtful things, because what we're trying to express isn't being understood. Have you ever wondered that when your parents are getting really upset with you, or they're being really, what's the word, petty with you, that they're also seeking their mother and father? That mother-father energy that they can't, they can't pinpoint it, right? They don't even know what to call it. They don't even know that's what that they're calling out for. Like, it's very interesting that you'll have parents who were motherless or fatherless, whether their father or mother, unfortunately passed on. They, transitioned from this world a little or too early, or they were abusive, or they were emotionally unavailable, or they were just mistreated, their kids or their children that they produced and brought into this world. The mother and the father who feels motherless and fatherless will always continue to cry out for help. And sometimes they'll seek it in their children in very weird and intricate ways. And it's quite interesting that I'm having these conversations with people right now, people closest to me, and we talk about our issues with our parents, and the importance of learning how to parent yourself is very, it's tough. Now, a couple examples. Well, Naja, how do you go about parenting yourself? How do you do that? I have a mommy and I have a dad, like, I'm good. No, you're not. There's always something. If you have a really hard or rough relationship with your parents, you don't talk to them, or you fight with them all the time, or they're very abusive with you, you're gonna have issues with knowing how to nurture yourself. The mother is a nurturer, the father is a protector. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole gender role thing, because there's some women who are very protective, and who are very, they set they protect the home and all that. And you have fathers who are more emotionally nurturing. So it goes both ways. But usually, the mother father energy, you have to tune in within yourself. You have to speak to the mother and the father, because we have the masculine and feminine energies within us. When the great mother calls you, you answer. When the great divine father calls you, you respond, right? It's within us. We carry it within our genes. We carry it within our blood, our cells. And they are unified. They're not split up. That's what a lot of people believe. Oh, we're in a patriarchal society. Okay, and do I doubt that? Not at all. I really don't. I think that there's only one. All paths lead to one. Always. I'm going to go this way. Well, I'm going to go that way. Okay, you guys are going to end up in the same spot, just in a different frequency, in different ways, in different, with a different interpretation of those experiences. But, we have to stop this whole division of matriarchy, patriarchy. There is only one source. And I don't denounce the many paths that you can connect to that. Some people have more of that fatherly, masculine, driven type of energy, the phallus, and others are more nurturing. If you are a nurturer, you must nurture yourself. You must mother yourself. If you are a protector, if you set guidelines, if you set boundaries for other people, you have to set boundaries for you. Right? Because each energy, each mother, father energy can be abused in its own way. There's been lots of change with, the hashtag Me Too movement and, people who've been abused, by the patriarchy. A lot of that's shifting because it needs to change. It needs to move. It needs to evolve. But at the same time, we can't shit on men. We can't shit on that male energy. Oh, well, men are just, they're not worth anything. They have no value. We can't preach that to our sons. We can't do that. We can't completely denounce all men as invalid. We cannot do the same and treat them how they treated us. That's imbalanced, and that perpetuates the problem. So, just food for thought. Those are just, things that I'm getting from this. That's all I want to share at this moment. So yeah, finding and learning to nurture yourself as tuning into your inner mother and tuning into your inner father. Just like, all this work about inner child. Okay, what about the inner mother? What about the inner father? What do they have to say in you? Because these are aspects that are true and that exist within your psyche. It exists within your consciousness. It exists in your subconscious mind. It exists in your DNA and the genes and the mitochondria that you carry. Right? Okay, that's all I have to share. Thank you so much for listening. Please visit my second channel, Sounds of Silvertree. For music, I also will give personal readings. Please visit Silvertree Sounds or www.silvertreesounds.com for a personal reading. They are for free, donation based. And I can probably set that up. But this is, this is for you. This is for the human collective. Okay, see you soon. See you next week. Thank you.